Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a lovely new podcast for the week. As you can see, we have two faces here, which you don't see often. Um, let's start with the main event of the wonderful podcast here. That
Don't
guy
you say
Joe,
that?
that guy Joe UK. We haven't had you here before. It's your first time on. How are you today,
Totally
pal?
joking. That's literally not even the main event. Yeah, I'm all right. I thought the main event goes last though.
Not today. You're what's important.
We're
Today.
starting with the main event, and then we're going to end with the pre-show, are we? I think I know what the
Exactly.
pre-show is.
Sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit, and that's what we're here to do today. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I'm very well, T. How are you doing today?
You know what, brother? I'm doing all right. Feeling confident, feeling good.
Yeah, we'll have more questions for you later on, though, T. Yeah? Are you questions later on?
Yeah, maybe,
Yes.
maybe. We'll see how the
Okay, all right.
trajectory of the podcast
yeah, I've
where
taken
that
up-
takes us. You know what I'm saying, G?
But Joe, the question for you: how's your week been?
It's been all right, to be honest with you. My week, yeah, I don't know. Been getting on, been doing some gaming. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am literally the greatest Lemony Snicket's a series of unfortunate events for the original Xbox gamer humanity has ever produced.
You hold the world
That is what I
record.
do. So
He's
I've
a
been
world
pushing
record
that
holder.
shit. I hold the fucking world record hostage, Darth. I am going to be dropping that time down very, very soon. Just
Good
you wait,
stuff.
all right? And it's
Good
a lot of
stuff.
time.
Yeah, listen, man, we believe in
the
you.
Roman Reigns of Lemony Snicket. A series of
Series of unfortunate events.
We love to see it. Next up, Darth, how are you doing, pal? It's been a minute.
I've had better weeks. Let's put it that way.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not
I mean,
wrong.
from Monday for what 8:30 was when it went tits up.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, nothing fixes a heart more than a podcast. And finally, Davian, my brother in Anaconda having, big black meat having. How are you,
This is
G?
the second time someone's talking about my penis in the last half an hour, and it's
Well,
gone
get
to
to
both
it.
scales.
Get to it. Would you rather say you're
No,
mini
this
is a
meat?
good
Like,
podcast.
pick a side. Exactly.
No,
So,
but I'm just saying it's the second time someone's thought about it in the last 20 real life minutes.
well, guys, that
really
goes
is.
to show you what kind of
Both
people
times
Davian likes
unprompted.
in his life. So,
Stop talking about my penis. I don't be a vegetarian and leave my meat alone. And also, I am good, thank you.
there you go, ladies and gents. Lovely stuff.
How are you, T?
I'm doing
pre-show.
good. A little bit. I was feeling a little bit nervous for this podcast today, but now as we're settling in, feeling good. Feeling good.
I get that you being around Joe could make you quite nervous. That does make sense.
Yeah, he's just an iconic human. He's a world.
Did you
record
guys
holder.
ever
Come
used to
on now.
play Nervous? Do you remember playing Nervous?
Never heard of it.
Darth, do you know what Nervous is?
Yeah, so Nervous is a game where you touch people and then you basically see as far as basically they say nervous you stop, but then you kind of can like
So hold on.
So, like,
It's a
you
So
look
you
at
say
their
you
leg
touch
and-
people, but like, what do you mean by that?
like
Mm.
you could start at the ankle, run your hand all the way up the calf to thigh, and then if you got to thigh, and
Is it like, I presume this is a game
nervous.
like you play like at a party or something? No.
Yeah,
Okay, so like it's more of like an adult game.
Not really,
I
though,
mean,
is it? It's not a party game. You don't want to put out Nervous, are
I
they?
think it's a
Because
teenage.
I'm just trying to think about it. Like,
Wait,
if you're
let
like
me- I think it's a teenage game designed by teenagers who just really wanted an excuse.
just
try and
horny
grab a titty.
teenagers. All right, cool.
They
That's
just
what I'm
want to
saying.
grab a
That's what I was
titty. Yeah.
thinking, bro. I was
They
like,
want you
no
to grab a
way.
titty, but the only way they can do is be like, oh no, but if I grab you, and then you, like, if you're not nervous, like, because you'd hate to be nervous, innit? Oh no, I grabbed the titty. Wait. Oh no.
Oh, guys, there's a pro tip. If you want to grab a titty, play Nervous. All right, lovely stuff.
No,
Yeah, that's the
Sensually.
next world record.
The world record. What? How would you?
mm,
The quickest nervous of all time, or the
Nothing makes me nervous.
oh no.
so.
So, guys, do you want to quickly recap the results from AEW over the weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do. I mean,
Any
The results.
particular highlights from the pay-per-view that you guys want to mention, or
Nah.
you want to just go like in match order if you've seen the entire
Um,
card? That is.
I think. Actually, if we go down the match card, I mean, some of them there's less to say about.
Mm.
But then some of them might have more conversation. I mean, I'm not going to do the pre-show because I haven't actually watched it. And I mean, unless you might have watched the pre-show. I mean,
I didn't watch the pre-show.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was on.
You just had it on
yeah.
in the background.
Okay, so
Yeah.
opening match of the night: Christian Cage beat Daniel Garcia by pinfall.
I will confirm this is the one match on the main card I did not see. So you guys feel free to voice any opinions you had on this match.
I agree with the ending. Christian should have won. It was a good match.
I think it was okay. It was decent. It's great. Christian's a great worker, and it was an all right match. It wasn't anything spectacular, and I never really believed Daniel Garcia was actually going to win. So it was an all right opener.
Yep. Got it.
Joe, any thoughts?
I love Christian Cage. He's brilliant. I think he was probably the best wrestler in AEW last year. I think it's fair to say he's number one. He's someone who segments and matches I always look forward to. And I thought Garcia in the week before sort of like really gave you a sort of reason. It's like, okay, yeah, we didn't get Copeland, but we're getting this. And he tried and he did a good job, I thought. I just had an AEW pay-per-view ahead of me. I'd slept through the pre-show. Do you know what I mean? And we're like, this is like match number 1 of like the 15-match gauntlet that you have to fucking go through.
It was 8.
It was probably. I think it was 11 all in all, wasn't it? With like including pre-show.
9 then, yeah, 9. 9, but one of these matches I would choose to forget about. But yeah, we'll get to it.
I love watching Christian Cage. I think he's really brilliant, and I'm glad Daniel Garcia didn't win the match because he sucks.
Okay, well, that's strong. There's part of me that really, and it's selfishly, is wanting to see how far the Edge of Christian story, Adam Copeland and Christian storyline goes. I'm also hoping that in some way it carries on until we get to All In because
Is there a particular reason why he wasn't there or no?
Yeah, he was injured.
Okay, fair enough.
They extended the feud. So Christian took him out of the. Christian hit him with a concerto 2 weeks before the pay-per-view.
Okay, cool.
He also cost him the number 1 contenders match and stopped the match happening. He just doesn't want to face Adam Copeland, and Adam Copeland's burning himself back up to go and get to Christian, and Christian's.
But it's gonna be. I hope it's All In.
He's basically being a vindictive. I don't know if it will. Either. It depends how long they want to stretch it out for. I don't know if they. Also depends how long they keep him off TV for this little thing.
Yeah.
If they're going to keep it to All In, you might want to keep him off TV till after Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. Then after that, we had Eddie Kingston beating Bryan Danielson. That name is hard to say.
Braniel.
Eddie Kingston defeated Bryan Danielson in the Continental Crown Championship match. And Danielson was forced to shake Eddie Kingston's hand.
One of your predictions, which you got wrong from the predictions, obviously from before.
I'm never going to predict Eddie Kingston to win. I told you this. I don't care.
This one, it wasn't a bad match. It was decent to watch. Yeah, it was decent. That's all I can really say about it.
I enjoyed the Danielson story of him trying to take out his hand and then showing respect for him, kind of as the match was going on. I probably enjoyed the after-match stuff more than I enjoyed some of the bits at the end. It was a decent match. I enjoyed it, and then obviously I think it's one of them. It's the start of these pay-per-views. You are enjoying it, but you also are aware that some of the better matches are coming up, or some of the more exciting ones. This one was it's all right.
Question. Has someone got a TV on in the background?
That might be me. My flatmate's talking.
Oh, okay. Fine. Bro, I was so fucking confused.
I'm trying to figure out the sensitivity, see if I can stop it, but I don't think I can.
Oh, fam, I thought I had something in the background.
Bro, legit, I was like, wait, I know I can hear something. I was like, did I press play on 2.5 Men? I was
trying to see if I can
noise suppress it.
I have got it on. The noise suppression, but it's not worked properly.
Okay.
All right.
That's all right. I don't mind. I'm sure the listeners aren't going to mind either, Darth, so that's all right.
No, you're
hey, no, man, it's a little bit ambience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No, you should be fine. Joe, any thoughts from the Eddie Kingston Brian match?
Eddie Kingston could be so brilliant as a wrestler if he
Hello?
knew what he was.
Okay.
The way he
What?
wrestles is like shit. He is a fucking terrible in-ring wrestler. He's just
What?
awful.
What?
He's
How did you go from 0
Eddie
to 100
Nah,
so
hold on.
fast?
literally. This is not 100.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston is someone who would be like he's a fantastic promo. He really is brilliant at being able to get you invested and engaged with what he's doing and like what's to come, and like he can really sell a match. He's like he's someone you can put a microphone in his hand and you can sort of trust him to go out and you know probably be too real, but go out and cut a convincing promo. And then he goes out there and he wrestles fighting spirits. I like he needs to be like a brawler, like a street, like he like I don't get why he like if Eddie Kingston came out and then he just came out and he starts like with a more brawler moveset, more punches, more kicks, more fucking just basic moves as opposed to fucking screaming to the fucking sun and like pulling the fucking straps down and doing terrible versions of moves that I get from a million other people week in and week out. I don't get what's so appealing about his in-ring. It is one of the most like really just something I'll never really understand because I really love him. I really do love him as a promo and as a character. He's one of my favorite wrestlers just a few years ago. But the way he wrestles, it's just it's fucking I don't know.
Not for
It's
you?
fucking terrible. And not for me at all.
Well, does anyone here
He should-
like
he-
Eddie
he should-
Kingston in general?
Me, nigga. Damn,
You said you would
this is-
never bet on him to win, so that goes against exactly
No,
what you.
no. That's not. No, those are two different things. Okay. I never bet on Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston to win because I want him to win, and when I predict him to win, he loses. Okay, so that is the thing. But secondly, I
I'm
enjoy.
also confused about what Joe
I
just
enjoy
said. But
The thing for me about Eddie Kingston is I actually enjoy him as a wrestler because he's someone who, for some reason, I have a connection with and I seem to enjoy him more. It is a lot more the promos than it is the wrestling, but I appreciate that the wrestling he does is based off the wrestling that he likes. So it is more things that are based around All Japan Pro Wrestling or that type of fighting spirit. When your heroes are people like Jun Nakayama and those type of people, and we've now seen those people on TV and we've had them wrestling, so you kind of get that kind of perspective of what type of wrestling he's doing. I'm not a wrestler to kind of critique the execution of moves or how they're done, because I just enjoy seeing it and it's a story told in the ring that I enjoy. I guess it's not for everybody, but there's a little bit of time I've watched an Eddie Kingston match and been like, oh, if only he punched or kicked more, I would enjoy this more. I kind of enjoy the suplex, the hurricane, the actual, exploders, where it's that style of wrestling, because we don't get that style of wrestling where it's that All Japan thing. We kind of moved away from that. It's a slower, it's like, so for me, it's something that I personally enjoy. Now, everyone has their own opinion, so, I'm sure people agree with Joe, and I'm
Yep.
not here to say anyone's wrong. I just personally enjoy it. It's something that normally,
Hmm.
can, normally quite exciting, makes it fun for me. But,
Fair enough.
I guess apples and oranges,
Well, question.
Also, Joe, what do you mean? You love people pulling the strap down? That's your favorite thing? You're just, oh, look at me.
If you're Kurt Angle pulling the strap down, or Wardlow pulling the strap down,
I
or
guarantee
lit-
if
oh,
a 500-pound man was in the ring shaking his belly and going, pull the strap down, me.
and if Eddie Kingston was 500 pounds, I'm sure I'd fucking love him. All right, but he's
I
not.
thought he was gonna
He's
say
medium daddy.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, Darth, you said that Joe confused you. Can you please elaborate where he confused you? I'm sorry. just before we move
what
on.
changed in Joe's opinion on Eddie Kingston? Because he always kept asking the what?
Oh, it's never changed.
Really?
Joe asked.
No. My opinion has changed.
No.
No. Since I first seen him, my opinion has changed on him.
Okay,
There you
I
go.
mean, since Darth has met you as a person, your opinion hasn't changed.
Oh right.
You used to
Yeah.
ask
Sorry.
what
Yeah.
You used to ask people what their opinion on Eddie Kingston in a ring style thing is, so that if anyone said they enjoyed it, you could laugh at them and call them pathetic.
I like hearing people's answers. Sorry, Dove.
I'm sure you have told me you liked him. I'm
I
sure
do.
you
Normally,
have.
he says
do.
it when I say Joe doesn't like Eddie Kingston in ring. He then goes, I do, and then goes down that road, and then he
It's
annoys me
amazing
because
in
I'm
ring.
like,
Yeah,
Is it-
That's
yeah.
why. Right.
It's normally to vex me
but
because
I do like him, and I do really want to like him. I think he's fantastic at promos, and I think that's a very important part of wrestling. It's and especially in today's day and age, it's even more important than it has been. So he stands
the
out.
thing I'd say is in the world of wrestling where we could get more athleticism and more moves, and we are developing, and even in if you keep a kayfabe, older moves are becoming less effective because people are learning them. For me, that feeling when Eddie Kingston was going for the Continental Classic, and I actually was like, I want this person to win, even though it shouldn't matter, and it won't change anything. But also knowing what that Triple Crown meant, I'm connected to the person, so maybe I'm giving more leeway because I like the person. Maybe it's not, but I'm just that type of wrestling is the type of wrestling I can kind of sit down with, enjoy, and I don't have to think too much. It's just, and also when Danielson's out there stamping on hands and trying to really break people, it's enjoyable. Now, what isn't enjoyable for me is the All-Star Scramble match. Wardlow beat Jericho, Hobbs, Archer, Hook, Brian Cage, Dante Martin, and Magnus, but not the Brutus Magnus from TNA.
I
know.
didn't make the big meaty men joke I was gonna do.
They were going to make it a big meaty men joke, but then Miro
Meaty
got
men.
injured. Miro got injured in January, and Keith Lee got injured and was out. So the original plan to have 6 big men just slapping meat changed. But yeah, this match, it was there. It happened, I guess.
It was there.
Yeah.
Wardlow won. Gets
It
number one.
wasn't good.
Match. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It was, when you play a video game and you kind of jump in the ring and then you break up a pin and then you hit a move and then someone else jumps in the it was a lot. It was basically a WWE 2K fatal 4-way where nothing really happened. You kind of roll out to the outside and come back in. It was a lot. And also Dante Martin almost killed himself 3 times maybe. It was getting bad.
Any other thoughts on?
Yeah,
No. the faster we move on, the better.
this was probably match of the night so far for me. I
Joe,
loved it.
are you just here to troll? Are you just here to troll? Because I know you can't see my face, but you know the way I'm looking at you. You know the.
Why was
Oh God! Sorry.
Why was it your favorite match of the night?
No,
No, so
it wasn't my
far,
favorite match
so
of the
far.
Oh,
night
match of the so far
as a
match of the
whole.
night
So far. Because, well, as established, I liked Bryan Danielson's efforts and inputs, but that match was not for me. Nothing on the pre-show was any better than anything on the main card. But I was basically asleep.
So for you,
And
Wardlow winning was above Christian and Daniel Garcia and Eddie Daniel and Bryan Danielson.
When Wardlow cuts a promo like he did, and he's as big and muscly, Christian's great, but he's not that big. The fucking size of the men in this match, we didn't need.
Brother, you can't rate this dependent on how big your men. What the fuck is this?
He rated
Judge
it
it on quality.
that's
Judge it on quality, not on the size of their meat.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Okay.
Are we talking? Are we at the porn awards? What are we doing?
Quantity, okay.
Big meaty
I am, and the quality of Wardlow's body is the best. Right, that's high up. The quality of Powerhouse Hobbs' body is very good. That's a good body right there. You had Brian Cage in there.
Big body, yep.
Big man. You had you also
Wardlow.
had
Chris Jericho.
Fucking
Lance Archer's a tall body.
Yeah, I like Lance Archer. But the thing is, with a lot of these guys, I hadn't seen him in quite a while. It was like, oh fuck yeah, this is my my quarterly time. I'm going to be able to see Lance Archer, if that. But I just liked the match. I liked it. To be honest, it was a breather match with a bunch of big guys who are moving around quickly. What's not the fuck to love? How do I need a fucking what?
I'll be honest. No. I'll be honest. The 4 bigger men, I did enjoy. And then I felt like like they were doing the whole like meets thing, and I was like, okay, cool. Like it's corny for me, but it's cool. And then when they switched out, and it was
I agree.
Jericho, Archer, Jericho, Magnus, Martin, and Hook, I was like, okay. Like I felt like this match could have been half the time. Like some of the shit you could have cut out. You could have just done a card. Like it could have done a. Like also probably didn't need to be 8 men. Like I don't. Did we need Jericho in there? Not really. Like it was cool. It was
No, I
skippable.
agree
Like,
with
if
a
I
lot of
watch
that.
Revolution again, I'm probably only skipping to the bit where Hook and Jericho did the like the double submission,
Double submission.
and then probably skipping to the end bit and going, cool, Wardlow won. I wonder what happens to Wardlow and the Samoa Joe thing and the whole. Um, but you know, this is why we have other people on, differing opinions. You know, I mean, if we didn't have Joe on, it would have been all people going, it was okay, but Joe loved that match, so you know.
Circle jerk, guys. We're sick of
Oh,
hearing it.
How can it be a circle jerk if we hate it? What the hell?
Well,
Unless
it's
you
a
hate
weird
anyway.
circle, Jack.
Anyway, so the next matchup was.
You can hate jerk. Hang on a second. Sorry,
Oh,
you go ahead.
I've never personally done that, but we'll circle back to that. Roderick Strong, the new international champion, beating Orange Cassidy in what 12 minutes. Notable moment in this was the return of Kyle O'Reilly, who hasn't been on TV. The last time Kyle O'Reilly was on TV, CM Punk was in AEW and hadn't won the World Championship for the first time yet, because he's been gone for nearly 2 years. Battled a neck injury, and then he couldn't recover from it because he's diabetic, and then got into more complications. So he has finally returned. I honestly don't remember much about this match, so I'm gonna.
Wow.
You guys,
Well, I've got quite strong opinions on this match, actually, as it goes.
Oh wait, I do have one strong opinion.
I really liked it.
Strong dropping Cassidy on his back was hilarious. Thank you.
Oh yeah, which was the whole thing. No, I like this match. I thought this in itself. Then also, I thought improved. There was nothing that really stood out to me as like really insane or like worth the pay-per-view. This was the first match that I really enjoyed. I think Roderick Strong, of the style of wrestling that he does and the experience he has, is in the world right now one of the best at what he does. Like that, like it's fantastic to watch him wrestle. I do not give a shit whatsoever about the Undisputed Kingdom or you know any of that shit. Like I think that's apart from Wardlow's fucking insane killer promo and rise to the top earlier on, then back to back going in with Roderick Strong. I thought those two, segments, being one after, another, it's sort of like, here's the Kingdom's part of the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? And then we're going to swiftly move on because they're not the top act that I think they wanted them to be. But I loved the match. It's just really nice to see Roderick Strong wrestle a really good match and to see Orange Cassidy rightfully lose so we can, because he's way overpushed.
Oh, I mean.
So are you just saying like he's overrated off the back end of that as well?
No. Well, not necessarily. His push within the company far exceeds where he should be on the card. Not that he's not talented or skilled, but he can be very valuable lower on in the card.
I think the thing is though, like I think with Orange Cassidy, he's maybe if you're looking at it from a linear thing in terms of other people who could be that's what sure, but for the last, especially his first international title reign, he was kind of carrying a lot of those dynamites, a lot of those crowd reactions. He was one of the higher things on the card. So I think where he's been is fair. I'd say that one of the good things about this title match for me has been it's nice to have a babyface lose completely clean. Lose because the heels have been basically taking him out week after week and focusing on one area, which has been his back. I think at the end of his first reign, he got a lot of like, oh my god, how injured is he? He can barely walk, and then he still win the match, and it made people look like shit. So it was quite nice to see Roddy go in there and just basically break his back more and win the title. I don't know. I think after this title, it's probably the end of Orange Cassidy as a like upper mid card. So you probably go down lower because cross your fingers, motherfucker. But that's purely because of the talent you've got around, and he's someone that I don't really see him winning. Like he might win a TNT title, but probably gonna be like a couple of years of him doing other feuds and other things. But yeah, it was
Maybe tag team stuff.
tag
stuff.
teams,
Trios.
You got with him and the best friends and stuff. They can always kind of roll them into wherever is needed. Like if they need a trio, they've got one. A tag team.
They've got one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I don't see him as a main eventer.
Oh no, I don't think anyone. Actually, I don't know what Tony Khan's smoking. Maybe, but I think realistically, you're looking at. I think the big thing for that is the Undisputed Kingdom. So them getting to win back to back. In theory, it's weird because they've debuted as a main event faction at the end of a pay per view, and then they've scaled back mostly because Adam Cole's injured. But then now they are still ticking off the goals they set in their first promo. So Roddy King did go and win the international championship like they said he was going to.
We need Wardlow to win the
Haven, and so then the big thing was that Wardlow is going to win the world title and then hand it to Cole, and that was a whole thing. And that's been that thing where Wardlow reacted to that, and so I think we end up seeing that happen more now, like the Wardlow Cole reaction, and then we kind of move away from the strong that stuff. Like I think when it's Strong and Bennett and Taven, it's hard to look at them as anything other than like a fodder. Like when I look at them, I could believe that MJF could walk back into the ring and beat all three of them up by himself and no issue. Whereas Wardlow is the thing that is the most interesting in that group. So it could be interesting or it could be complete shit. I'm actually not sure at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
how long's thingy out for? MJF.
We don't know. So the story with MJF was that obviously he lost the title on the 31st of December, and he always teased leaving the company because he had the 2024. But also he was legitimately injured, so he might not be back till the summer at this point. He could be back next week. I actually don't know. I assume it'd be longer than shorter, I guess, because he had I'm not sure if he had surgeries, but I know he's. The thing with MJF is when he goes off, he doesn't have you don't really see him out in public. He's just gone. Which is kind of nice, but yeah, he could be back at any point. I assume after Double or Nothing, maybe. Which is I think when he came back last time, maybe. But yeah, then as we move on, we've got Blackpool Combat Club beating FTR. I got this wrong. But yeah, it was enjoyed the match. It was fun. And Moxley didn't bleed, but someone else did for once, which was nice.
Wow, I'm surprised Moxley didn't bleed because he always bleeds.
Nah, to be fair, he stopped bleeding in the last. It's becoming sad now. I'm seeing him finish matches and he's not cut open. Like, what are we doing? Like, look what Twitter did. You've ruined my Moxley. Okay, all the daft out there.
I'm not having this. Fuck off.
Like, oh no, he bleeds too much. Oh, like, now he's out there like wrestling and not bleeding for like on a random show. Like, ugh. But yeah, no, this was it was a fun tag match, and it will probably be more interesting considering later results because I have a feeling this is going to go into the tournaments for shit later, and there'll be some rematches. Joe, I'm scared to ask you what you thought. I'm genuinely scared to ask you what you thought. I don't know why I'm scared. I'm a little scared to ask you what you thought.
Just ask him anyway.
I'm going to ask him.
Well, I love FTR. They're one of the best tag teams in the world. They're brilliant.
But
yeah, I'm not completely sold on Jon Moxley. I think he's gotten worse. That's my opinion, but there you go. Claudio, I really like, and I think he's so fucking huge in AEW. In WWE, he was like every other guy, but like in AEW, he's ginormous. He's so massive. I want so badly for Sheamus to come over and just those two run roughshod on the whole roster. Like two big men beating the fuck out of all the little boys that are on the roster. How amazing would that be? But
why is everything big, huge, massive?
It's like Vince all over again.
Because it's the best.
When Vince was booking the big sweaty men thing, it was really for Joe. It really did make sense.
It really was Joe.
Man was Joe
because
was like,
when
yes,
when,
no,
when someone's
you cook it.
when someone's moving in ring, and they're throwing a punch or something, yeah, that's quite exciting. When they're massive, like I can't sit still. It's so exciting. Do you know what I mean? Like a big mass, a large mass moving quickly within a ring with huge consequences. Wrestling's all about consequences. When you see that big fucking man there come in and punch you in the face and you stay down, that's a consequence. And I'm here to watch the fucking most vicious consequences. I don't care about the fucking flash. I'm there for the consequence. That's what's most important to me. Big.
Yeah.
That's why big is important, right?
Big
But
man.
All I'm saying is, if
I
someone
didn't mind it.
If someone watches this podcast was to like edit Joe's love for big men into any form of anything,
That'd be
no,
hilarious.
Yeah,
just
big.
because man said a big man comment, and
Big
like you can do
men.
anything with that. You know, you can just. Anyway, yeah, as you were saying,
You
Joe?
really can. You really can. No, I quite enjoyed this match. I didn't mind anything from the Moxley camp, so that was all fun. I managed to get out without having a meltdown over it, so that was good. And it's just a treat to watch FTR. I think Cash Wheeler is one of the greatest in-ring wrestlers in the world today. He's so unbelievably ahead of everybody else. I mean, Claudio is fantastic, but yeah, Cash gets it. He gets the big meat moving fast. He understands that because he moves his mass brilliantly for his size. He gets it. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
The rest of
wow,
them are all
that's-
brilliant as well, apart from Moxley, but Cash in particular, brilliant.
yeah, that's a bad podcast record. That's the most times mass has been said on this podcast in one episode, and will not be broken.
I'm just making a
No,
note
Apart
of
from
it
the
Meek
now.
Christmas
said-
episode.
Sometimes I say meat. Sometimes meat gets said a lot. You know, Mickey's pizza and that. You know, sometimes I know confessions get a little crazy and pizza. But I'd say I actually enjoyed the match. And I think my favorite thing about the match was I didn't really know who was going to win because it was just a.
Yeah.
I didn't think there were no like stakes. I was like, if FTR, like I was like, they are the tag team, they could win. I did predict FTR to win, and then they had the trios match on Dynamite. I was like, oh, actually, it might go the other way. It was the technical submission with the double chokeout was fun too. Plus the aftermatch stuff where they kind of stare each other down. It's I kind of enjoyed the like they are fighting and it's just for the sake that these guys are like fighting. Like it's kind of Finley-ish, like in terms of just like there's no real you're fighting for top dog and it's masculine environment, so it's just a lot of fighting. There's no real reason for it, but they're trying to prove who's best. I mean, after that, we had the women's title match. Tony Storm with Mariah May playing old Tony Storm beat Deonna Purrazzo by, I think, Storm Zero. It was
Cannot lie.
Bro,
I barely watched
didn't
this
wa-
match. Don't get me wrong.
Yes! Yes, mate! On God! On God!
Wait. I saw what mattered. And that's all that
Yeah,
matters to me.
on God.
But yeah, no,
Oh,
I
God.
didn't really see much. The entrances, I love those though, so I'll chuck that out there. But outside of that,
to
didn't.
be honest, the match, the thing for me, if I'm being completely honest, is
Go on.
I think Tony Storm's probably one of the better wrestlers, women's wrestlers. Like,
Worldwide.
yeah, and she's there.
Mm.
But with this gimmick, she's the gimmick's fun for like
what is her gimmick? Like, what is
so
it?
so here's why the gimmick doesn't make sense to me personally. She lost the title to Hikaru Shida about a month before All In.
Yep.
She couldn't believe she lost the title, so she went a little insane. Then she
Okay.
tried to win the title in the UK and lost it because Saraya won by hitting her with her own faction mate hitting her with their thing and winning the match. So then she went more insane and she started like kind of like going like more and more insane, throwing shoes, and like the joke was she's out of her mind. And then she carried on doing more and more out of her mind things until she kind of did the like idea of the Marilyn Monroe break where she's just like believes she's, I don't know, some form of whatever. But then she won the title back. So it kind of made less sense now. And now I don't really know what the gimmick is. And the wrestling in the gimmick is kind of like
Does anybody know the gimmick properly,
Well,
or is it
it's
just
like
a mess?
it's just that she's a movie star. In her mind, she's a movie star uh with Mariah May, who is play acting as her biggest fan, but also probably going to turn on her when the time's right. And then this match was a lot of Deonna Purrazzo being like, "I want the old Tony Storm back because this one doesn't work." Obviously, the finish was a distraction, and she did tap out, so they have a visual pin. And then it was a lot of Mariah May stuff, which I think is going to be the theme from other matches, but I just didn't really care. Which, like, it was kind of slow. It came after the FTR match as well, which was kind of more hard hitting. You just had a match, like, it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't, they didn't,
She-
I couldn't tell you much of what happened. I know the ending, and I know that a lot of it was just like, it was okay work. It was meaty.
Fair enough.
And then
She,
considering the things that were
she-
coming
she
up
got a-
next as well, like I feel like the crowd were even looking to. When the crowd are in your match and they're probably looking at what's coming up next above what is happening now, it's probably normally a bad sign that your match isn't doing the best.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I love
Okay,
I love how she got a tattoo and you still didn't give a shit. By the way, she got a tattoo for that feud and it still didn't really work. It didn't really work on me either. I'm a big
well, no,
Deonna Purrazzo fan.
she already
and-
had the tattoo.
No, but did she get a new one over the top?
Oh, she kind of like put a blade through it, but like it was.
Yeah. She's still got a fucking tattoo. I mean, that's commitment.
Oh,
Mm.
So I mean, I'm a little different. I'm not as big a fan of Tony Storm's in ring work as you are, but I'm more on board with the character. When it initially started, I really wasn't on board with it, but I view it very similar to the broken Matt Hardy stuff, where it was like like this character goes through this drastic change, and it's
Mhm.
almost so drastic to the point, and it goes sort of like lives a life of its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Outside
running
of the
with
ring.
it now because it's been successful and it's popular. And
Yes.
it's something in the women's division because I don't know if not Tony Storm where this division would be. And I think that's the more important part. Like her role in that, and I'm not the biggest Tony Storm fan or anything, but like I have to give her props. Her role in carrying that division is very important right now. She's doing she's definitely, I think, one of the most iconic and memorable women's champions that they've had in the company.
Yep.
So would
I
you say?
agree.
And
So currently, at the moment, she's the best female superstar. Well, on that roster so far.
She's the best. character.
probably. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I agree that she's done a great job because I think, if we're being honest, the Saraya Shida like after All In thing was honestly was shit. Like Saraya
Yeah.
won the title because she was in the UK. That was cool, and then she can't wrestle. Like we're being honest, she can't wrestle at the level she was wrestling at before her injury, and she isn't wrestling that often. So half the time the title wasn't on the show, and then Shida won it back on a Dynamite. But then Shida has never been booked as someone who can carry divisions. So Tony Storm winning it made sense, and now we're in this position where the match was kind of shit, but the character's fun, so people will give it more allowances than they would anywhere else. I think obviously with people like Serena Deeb coming in and trying to be more and returning, obviously Mercedes Moné coming in, Deonna Purrazzo being in there, Mariah May, potentially who else there's someone else who was meant to be joining.
Supposedly Camille might be coming in.
Camille maybe, but it's someone from Japan as well. I can't remember her name right now. But there's a lot of people coming in where I think there's probably a potential that Tony Storm doesn't hold the belt that much longer. Especially when you got Mercedes Moné coming in and the eyes on the division. I wouldn't be surprised if the title gets moved around a bit. But yeah, the match was okay. The gimmick's more fun than it needs to be sometimes. It's basically the broken mat. You are right. I think it exists as its own entity and it's entertaining for the reasons. But then obviously sometimes the actual in-ring bit isn't as fun. But it still does its job. It's okay. Now next,
Match of the night.
Joe,
Potentially.
I'm so excited to hear your thoughts about this.
Potentially
Will
match of the night.
Ospreay of the Don Callis family beat Konosuke Takeshita of the Don Callis family. What are your thoughts, guys?
Who wants to go first?
Darth, you can go
Darth,
first.
Darth, go on.
Let's get. Darth hasn't gone first yet. Let's hear what Darth thinks. Let's all laugh at what Darth thinks.
I missed the match. I wasn't here. I was talking to my flatmate. Sorry.
Ospreay to Takeshita.
Okay, right. Well, okay. Hang on. But before you continue, what's the next? What's one of the matches coming up that you did catch, so we can then get your opinions first?
I know I did catch this.
No, Joe.
It was
just-
on
Joe,
Monday.
Joe,
I
he
wasn't
didn't-
here
Joe,
when you asked the question.
He didn't hear what match we're talking about. Not that you saw the match. You haven't seen the
Oh, Konosuke
What about
Takeshita,
Ospreay
Will
Takeshita?
Ospreay.
I think it was a really good match. Huge fan of Will Ospreay. I thought the match was brilliant. Can't fault Will Ospreay's work in this.
All right. I mean,
Joe. Joe? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really like these types of matches.
you're
typically.
insane. You're insane. You're wrong. You're categorically
insane. I'm not insane.
incorrect.
All
You're
I'm saying is-
insane.
all I'm saying
Go on, Joe.
is, you
Go
know,
on, Cook.
when one of the wrestlers like gets a rest hold on it, it's just like, just leave it in a little longer. Show those arms off in that rest hold a little longer.
Brother,
Tease
there
me a
are
little.
websites.
Milk the reaction out of me, because when it's bang, 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 it's
Just
too much for
say
me.
milk the
I'd say
reaction out of
no,
it.
but I'd say no. But Joe has a point. Okay, sometimes some of these matches they are car crash at events, and sometimes they do not play, up to the crowd. But what I would also say is, I think this match would have been worse if it had taken those type of breathers. I don't think there's no story to the match to like. Well, what's the story of the match to be like? Oh, we want guy A to really fight through this and finally overcome. There's no. This is it was built as an exhibition match. It was fought as an exhibition match. If anything, it's almost the perfect form of an exhibition match, because you kind of go, these two guys don't hate each other in any way. This is a match to show how great they are. They're gonna go out there and just try and one up each other, which in the end is what they did. I mean, Ospreay took stupid the brainbuster in the corner that missed the bruises back. Was painful. It looked painful as
That
hell.
was
But
awful to watch, man. That was.
I think that Ospreay Takeshita match is that type of match where this is what you when you design the idea of AEW, this was the type of match that this match was designed on. It's that type of high impact match where there are loads of the moves hit and people are shocked, but then you can't get a moment to think. So things like Ospreay coming off the ropes and getting caught in a Blue Thunder Bomb, or Ospreay hitting the Styles Clash, or even the way the match finished. It's those like sudden moments. I think if you dial that match down a bit, you lose some of the energy that it creates. I'm also a massive Will Ospreay fan, so maybe again I am biased as hell, but United Empire all the way, and I hope his back's okay, because he's meant to be wrestling today, and I don't know how that's meant to be possible, but that match with Carl Fletcher is happening tonight, and
It's that fighting spirit.
Okay, fighting spirit is a thing from All Japan Wrestling. That's just a thing that was in the company. It'll be the same as any other thing. Do not put Ospreay in that bullshit. Don't. I can let your big meaty men thing go at any other time, but when a man is hitting moves as crisply and as precisely, and then mixing it with strikes, also grapples, also dives, also any move, like, this is what Will Ospreay is touted as the best wrestler in the world. It's for matches like this, it's people wanting to see this type of match. It's because it's the match he does the best. If wrestling's an art form, everyone has different styles they do perfectly. This is the Will Ospreay style, and it blended perfectly with Takeshita, and that meant that you had a match that people will pop up. Okay, most people, would have really enjoyed and would have left a mark on them, being like, okay, if I didn't give a shit about Ospreay before, there were reports that there were wrestlers in the crowd who've never seen Will Ospreay but heard of him, and were so amazed by the performance that they were like, damn, who is like this guy? Like, if this is your debut on American
No way.
TV,
They were like, damn, who is this guy? No way, were they?
What I'm saying is, it's the type of performance where if you don't know who Will Ospreay is, and you look at that, and that's your type of wrestling.
Name them.
Name
Who? Name the wrestlers who were like, damn, this guy.
I didn't go through.
Yeah, come on. Right, I actually hadn't finished my thoughts about it. I didn't hate the match.
I know, I just hate you, but carry on. Go through your thoughts while I try to find.
No, I didn't hate it. As you say, for these types of matches, I thought it delivered on what it promised, and you can really find yourself in the watching a match like this. Just it's one thing after another. It's an impressive acrobatic display. Now it's not the thing that I will go to the wrestling for, but wrestling is a true variety. It's not fucking. Did Tom Pritchard say it? Is it Tom Pritchard?
Oh, I was cheering you. I was
Oh,
cheering
sorry.
you.
I thought you had got a checkmate because Tom Pritchard had said Will Ospreay's good or something. Okay, never mind. No, but
I was so out of left field.
No, but
Sorry, carry on.
it was for what that type of matches, I thought it was done very well. And the thing is, it's never going to be the reasons I go to a wrestling, but I think wrestling is at its best when it's a true variety. Because I think for a company and a wrestling show to be healthy and successful, you need to cater to all markets. That's my honest opinion. Because there will be people who walk away. There are loads of people who view wrestling the way I view it, believe it or not, and they would walk away from most AEW shows disappointed. But maybe I dropped this a little bit early, but I thought this show was one of AEW's best shows they've done in a very long time.
Okay.
It was very good.
No. I know, Joe, I know it must have been hard for you to say that knowing there wasn't a 450-pound man flexing me. So I know that would. I know they really had to earn your praise with the technical.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant on the show. Sorry. No, never mind. Sorry, you go.
No. I just meant in that match because I know
Lord
that.
have mercy.
I was just thinking about all the big men.
Oh,
I think one of my favorite things about that Ospreay Takeshita match is it's a type of match you can watch with a friend, and you can both kind of go, or you can like react to as the moves hit. It's kind of like, what have you just seen? Like it's very like, wow. Like it makes it so much easier because sometimes the problem with some forms of wrestling is I know that not everyone is going to want to watch the 2 months of I know some people aren't going to want to watch the whole thing to Roman versus Cody to work out why that match is interesting to someone. And then sometimes that means that it's harder for them to get into it. When it is two people who are just, for example, the tag team match at Mania last year, Ricochet, Braun Strowman, that type of thing. I watched that with someone. It was easy for them to watch because it was energetic. What, Joe? Why you gasping?
I can't believe what you're saying, implying that Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita is easier for the casual viewer to be able to get into than Roman versus Cody.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I'm saying that the Roman Cody main event is important because of the 3 to 4 years of things that have gone into it to get to that point. I'm not saying that once the match starts, I'm not saying that once the match itself is going to be hard for them to get into. I'm saying that sometimes sometimes it's easier that it's just a high energy match and then it's 15 to 20 minutes of just good wrestling. And then someone can go, who's that guy? And that guy's cool. And then, they enjoy that guy. Then me have to sit down and work out the 4 years of a bloodline story that gets to here. And that's why that bit's important. And that's actually his cousin. And that's his cousin's brother. And that's someone else. It's like I'm saying, from Mania last year, it was easier for me to explain. The tag team match where they just kind of went out there and did the scramble thing was easier for other people to watch. And they enjoyed that way more than they enjoyed Roman Cody. Purely because of the fact that they are more casual. And that's the type of thing with Ospreay Takeshita, where it's that type of match you can put down and watch. If I want to show someone why I enjoyed Will Ospreay, I could just put that match on and be like, "Look, man, see that flip? That's like that. You see that type of move? You see those move? You see that like those like that 30 seconds of movement or that, and then they tend to get it, which then makes it easier to then show them the matches that have more build and more story and more behind it, because then I can show you the athleticism, and then I can show you the story behind it. So Undertaker Shawn Michaels always wants a match for a first time watcher.
Yeah.
Anyway, the semi main, we had Samoa Joe beating Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. I like your Hangman Page. That's all I gotta say. I'm enjoying that. I think he's justified.
I'm not the biggest Hangman Adam Page fan.
Oh my God, guys!
Fucking way.
He's so brave. He said it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, carry on.
No, but I also thought he was just grossly out of place this entire feud. it really felt like Hangman and Swerve had finished. And not that you can't return to that, or you couldn't have returned to it when they did, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to have Hangman in the World Championship feud when he had been a loser, I just want
He
the
lost. He lost 2 matches in like 7 months. I was cheating out of both of them.
to Swerve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
to
both
Swerve.
of them were dirty
Yeah, he's a
finishes.
loser. I don't care.
But
I'm
that's
not
not
here to. I'm not here to go through Rampage. Fucking. I'm not here to go through statistics with you. It doesn't matter about the statistics. Wrestling's what. It's about the presentation. It's
Well,
about
I mean,
what's
and if
shown.
Swerve had,
And when
if
he's
Swerve
shown
had
to be a
been the
loser,
number one
when he's
contender,
not featured heavily on TV in a positive way, building towards main events, and what the fuck is the point?
But okay, I'll counter your point by saying the story they told is that Swerve had to cheat to beat Hangman, which is one. Then, secondly, it was that Hangman Page has become obsessed with the idea of Swerve. Hangman Page has the number 1 record in the division with Swerve. They kept them apart for the Continental Classic because Swerve was in it, Hangman wasn't. But Hangman won all of his matches between then and there. He was 11-0, the same way Swerve was 11-0 before the match, which meant that they were both number 1 could have been number 1 contenders, and then they drew the match. Like he made this. Yes, when Samoa Joe won the title, he made it clear that yes, Hangman Page's thing was stopping Swerve winning the title because to him it's more personal. But he lost the 2 matches to Swerve, and those were the only 2 matches he lost. Maybe 7 months. He beat Moxley. Right. He beat I think Cage. He went through pretty much the whole roster. It was only Swerve that he lost to.
Yeah, but none of that's important. I think when you have Samoa Joe's,
No.
it's not though. It's not. When you have Samoa Joe, who's this monster at the top of the division, an absolute killer, fucking boss Samoa Joe looks like when he's out there, right? Yeah. He really does. He's fantastic. And then you have Swerve, who's legitimately have this massive groundswell of support, and is clearly the guy who should be pushed into the main event scene going forward, right? You have those 2 guys, and then I see Joe out there, and then Swerve comes out, and I thought, oh my god, yes. Holy shit, the feeling, they're restoring the feeling right now. You have Swerve and you have Joe. Yes, that makes so much fucking sense with who's on your roster. And then all of a sudden, fucking Hangman Adam Page walks out. It was like, when Jinder Mahal walked out and The Rock walked out afterwards.
You bastard! You bastard!
It was we have Swerve and Samoa Joe. We have Swerve and Samoa Joe. Fantastic.
Was on TV for a year.
Oh my god!
He's not over.
Joe,
okay.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for that clip. I'm gonna love that. I love that. Thank you. That was good. That was amazing. Thank you.
Bloody bastard. Secondly, that doesn't make sense because the main point of Hangman Page being involved is that his whole thing was that he's going to screw Swerve with that title because of the groundswell of support, because it was obvious they were turning Swerve babyface. That was obvious they were trying to move more into a tweener role because Joe versus Swerve would have just been heel versus heel. So they were obviously moving Swerve into that role, and then Hangman Page was obviously never going to let the man who broke into his house and did all that with his kid succeed. So it makes sense that they can't Swerve can't win the title until he gets rid of Hangman Page. But the only way he's going to get rid of Hangman Page is by beating him fairly and shedding the Prince Nana thing, which is why in the match he didn't use the crown, which he used in match 1. And then also it's the questions of could Hangman Page have lasted longer, or did he just tap out? He also cost himself the title because he took the referee out and then actually hit the moves that could have won the title. And also, if you ever use Jinder Mahal as a combat,
respect Jinder Mahal, motherfucker.
But Jinder Mahal is on TV.
It made total sense.
He's not on TV. He's out for a year and a half. He's never shown. He's not showcased as a winner. He doesn't win matches. He loses them in 4 minutes. So when he has a title match, no one ever believes Jinder Mahal could win. There's no world in which he should. It's just because people like to say
it's
don't use the Jinder.
It's hyperbole, but when Hangman walked out there on that segment, when we had Joe and Swerve together. Oh, sorry, Duff?
Oh no! Also, the whole Jinder Mahal thing where he cooked Tony Khan on Twitter. That was
he didn't cook.
Yeah.
People just got mad. People just got mad.
Hang on. David's got the defense ready. Yes, David.
Yeah, go on.
Did you hear what I said before you should have cut me off? I said he didn't cook Tony Khan on Twitter. People just got mad in his defense, which is fair. because Jinder Mahal didn't do anything wrong. It was USA Network that was tweeting Tony Khan. So tweeting hate at the character when the character hasn't done anything doesn't make sense, which is why he got cooked. Not that Jinder Mahal did anything, so I don't think he even tweeted in that time. And also, all he got was a main event with Seth Rollins, who was injured and then still didn't win anyway. But the point here is that I think that you look at that and you say, oh, Swerve, but you also describe the fact that he's still a popular star. The story was there and it made sense. And I don't putting Swerve in a match with Joe by himself when it's heel versus heel for Joe to just beat Swerve anyway because Swerve wasn't winning the title yet wouldn't have pushed anything forward. Whereas this gives you opportunities to branch off and do.
You'd have to do
things.
that though.
What would you have done then?
You didn't have to do. You didn't have to do the one-on-one. But
Then-
when you have those two hot acts, and it's like, oh, that's actually a fucking better direction. But they booked that themselves. They booked Swerve versus Joe. They could have chosen not to do that if they wanted to, if there was an issue with that, right?
But there wasn't an issue. They booked Swerve Joe Page. That
There
was the
is. It's
plan.
Hangman Page.
But because they were turning him heel. That was the whole story. It was always a setup for it. They gave him. They did
Yeah,
the title
and,
shot
that,
thing
and that's
to
fair
say
enough.
that-
And
to say that Joe can't, that Swerve can't. Until if you want to book Swerve as a babyface, then the double turn made sense. Otherwise, because he hasn't done anything to redeem himself, so then this is it's the path they're showing you towards Swerve being the world champion, which is the
yeah,
thing.
and
people
do that
want.
without having Hangman in a world championship match. It's just,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
but
he's not hot.
but then
He's
why
so
would you-
cold. He really isn't as popular as he once was. To put me there with Swerve
Okay.
and Joe, it's
But he's
like,
cold. But he's
it's
not as
just
cold.
shit.
He's not as cold as you suggest he is. He's cold to you. He's not cold in general. Like
No, he is. No, he is
No,
cold in general. Absolutely,
he's not
he's colder
cold-
to that
he's not
audience
cold
than he
in
was
general.
previously. Absolutely.
he's not cold.
Yeah,
He's not
no,
cold in general because when he and I know he's not because when he hurt his ankle, people thought he was out the match. The swell of people being upset that he was out the match was higher than people being like, "Oh, thank God he's not there."
Who the
he's
fuck would say that when
he's-
someone gets injured?
because they were like because the thing is people were upset that he couldn't make the match because they wanted the triple threat. People wanted that match. It's just more people wanted the match than didn't, and more people were fantasy booking it wanted Hangman Page in that thing because and there were people who wanted Hangman Page to win the match. It's cold to you, but then when you look at the WWE fan base, who love
I'm
Hangman
sure
Page,
they were. They're fucking lunatics. I'm sure they are. I'm sure you can source all those people.
okay, and the point there would be that that's who the show. So then, like, okay, if not everyone wants Hangman Page in it, and he's never going to win it, and he's turning heel, so then you put someone who is an established star in your company in there, and then you put him up against Swerve, who you've been using Hangman to boost Swerve's popularity for the last and standing for the last 4 or 5 months. It makes sense, especially if Swerve's not winning the belt. It's a very it made sense. It was just that you don't like Hangman Page, and you never have. So it's been a thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
But-
Yeah, yeah, it
yeah,
was shit, but that's fair.
Okay.
And I
Still
and
weird.
actually, I think a lot. Not as many people were really hot on Hangman in that as you think, but that's fair.
Because no, but you say not hot as in like, oh my god, like he's like, oh, like he could never be in a main event, like he's nowhere near that level, and it's like,
Nope.
it's very, like, the same people who would say that Hangman hot could say the same thing about Joe, or could say the same thing like it's
Yeah,
not
we
that far of
could.
a reach. Like that's what you have. That's what you have people like that in your company. He's been there. It's a fresh character for him. He hasn't been heel the whole time properly. So it's a nice change. And
Yeah,
it's been a nice
no,
story.
I've nothing wrong with Hangman going heel. In fact, I've been, he should have been going heel for at least the last 6 months. He should have been a heel. I fully believe that.
Okay, but then because
But-
because you said he couldn't be, but then because he had to be in the story to turn heel for the heel to, but then you said he shouldn't be in the story because he's not hot. But then if he, so the main event,
It's almost like there's other ways to do things. Yeah.
which because
No, but
Because you know
Davian,
what?
seriously,
Either
because
way-
no, Davian, just 1 second. Seriously, we could genuinely go down the rabbit hole of how things should be booked forever. There's a million different ways that we could do this. We both know that. We're never going to come to an agreement on that.
But my point is what you argue. But like, it would have been an argument either way. My point is just that it didn't. You know what?
Okay, I'm gonna point this out now before we head to the main event here. Okay, you guys got another 30 minutes because we've reached the hour mark. Okay, you
I
got
know.
30 minutes.
I know.
Then wrapping it up. No matter what's being said at the time,
Wow.
I'm gonna be like, That's all, folks. Looney Tunes logo, and we out. Let's head into it.
20 minutes.
No.
No,
I didn't. I can't believe you thought that.
I thought it was a good
Bro,
pick. Picking us up what to say.
in my head, I was like, listen, an hour and a half, and then no matter what, I'm pressing end recording. So let's get it, baby. 30 more minutes. Push forward.
Mr. Producer, Top T.
Damn fucking straight, bro. Don't call me Top T. So, main event. It was Sting and Darby Allin versus Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Thoughts? Did they-
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay.
that's Ray Nephews. That's Ray.
Okay.
This is it. This is what AEW fans are like, guys. This is what you don't want to be like,
Alcoholic.
all right? You don't want to be. Yeah, right. I didn't want to say it, Daft, but you went ahead and went there.
So, Sting and Darby Allin versus Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. Gosh, damn these niggas.
Yeah, the Young Bucks suck. They're shit. They're very good at wrestling their match that they've practiced over and over again, and they fucking practiced it. I've watched them week in and week out practice that match. Boy, are they good at it now. This was their best match they've had in so long. It really was. Because Sting's last match. I mean, who here is a fan of Sting? Are we all a fan of Sting? Big fan of Sting?
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Sting. Who the fuck doesn't love Sting? He's amazing, right? So this was, I'm sure we all had an emotional connection to this match, regardless of anything going into it, right? I thought Sting sold this match and sold this whole fucking pay-per-view was on the back of Sting. I really,
Bro,
I
it
don't mean
was
that as a
phenomenal.
disrespect to anybody else on the card, but it was one of the best, selling of a matches from a promo I have seen in so fucking long. He's an absolute master, and I really wish there were some people in that company who would he stays around, he learns, they learn under his tree, because he's clearly got so much knowledge of how to set a hot angle up and get a lot of interest going into a match. I mean, it's his retirement anyway, but fuck me, it was just incredible going in. And I thought the match itself was everything you could really want from it. You got to see the Young Bucks beating up. The Young Bucks lose. Let's fucking go. The Young Bucks suck. And I got to watch Darby take years off his life and chant "Holy shit." We're all chanting "Holy
Bro.
shit," weren't we, guys?
Bro,
We're all there.
that-
This is
that
awesome.
Darby Allin spot was fucking ridiculous, bro. It was fucking
How
insane.
funky was that?
That
Through
dude's
two
trying to
panes of
kill
glass.
himself.
Like,
I
Yeah,
didn't chat. Oh my god! I chatted. Is he dead? Because I was confused.
bro,
um,
It was amazing.
how he didn't.
It was
come out of that
incredible.
with anything worse than just cuts on his back. It's
Mm.
beyond me.
you see anything worse? Like, that's not bad enough, G. That was fucking awful.
Hey! Cuts on your back can be done with stitches. That's fine.
Yeah, I am shocked it hasn't done more severe damage from doing that, right?
Bro, the amount
any-
of shards of glass still probably stuck in his back is fucking wild.
But any normal man does that with dead, right?
Well, you're not dead. Well, it depends how you land. You might break your neck, but
There
you'd
you
be
go.
alive, maybe, potentially.
You'd probably break a couple of bones, right?
There's a slight chance of that.
I played football last week and my leg still hurts, so I can't really talk right now. Like,
I can relate.
It's Wednesday and I played on Sunday and my legs hurt, so I don't know how that's an impact
I
thing.
played yesterday and my legs are fine.
I said the same.
This podcast is phenomenal, dude. I'm loving this one this week. This one's great. I'm just having the time of my life. The time of my
Oh
life.
god.
On God,
Oh,
G. On God, G.
I was gonna say I asked the same questions about Darby Allin that I ask about Mick Foley and those type of people. I don't know what goes through their head, and I don't know how they can stand on the top of a tall thing and just accept falling off of it. It scares me a bit. But also, it was a really shocking and kind of cool moment. So fair play.
Okay.
Well, also,
Shut-
just an underrated thing about that moment as well is it gave Sting a fucking 5-minute stretch where it was Sting taking out two, let's call them what they are, little boys. They were taking out, you know what I mean? He was fucking fending them off by himself. Like it didn't even matter, by the way, that it started off as a 4-on-2. No one fucking cares in the world. That was amazing. By the way, the surface thing, son, sign him up, Tony. Fucking size of him, guys. Both of them. What was his name? Karen Borden.
Garrett, Garrett. Garrett.
Garrext.
E-double-T.
Garrett.
Garrett.
Garrett. Oh, like Garrett Bischoff.
Like Garrett Bischoff, yeah.
Oh, Garrett Borden. Okay, I get what you're saying. Oh, right, yeah, no, whoa, fuck yeah. What a thrill that was in the main event. See an actual main eventer.
Okay, so I guess some of the highlights of that match would have been, obviously, it started off, the bell barely rang before they attacked them. It was 4-on-2. Everyone hit Sting with splashes. Then we had the Falcon Arrow to Darby Allin off the stage to the table. The superplex on Sting through the table. Then the ladder swap through the glass. And then we had Sting 2v1 versus the Bucks for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think he kicked out of 2 EVP triggers, 1-on-1.
Sting also went through some
no sold. Went through a glass, yeah. No sold a table spot.
Good
that was sick. That was sick.
They hit Ricky Dragon Steamboat with a chair. They hit Ric Flair with double super kicks. They did the Shawn Michaels mocking and said, we're not sorry, we hate you. And then hit him with super kicks for him to just kind of do a Freddy Krueger thing where he rocked back and then came back and fought them anyway. And then they went for the Tony Khan driver, as they've changed the Meltzer driver, before Darby Allin somehow re-emerged from the floor to push Nicholas through a table, and then Scorpion Death Drop, kicked out, Coffin Drop, and then Scorpion Death Drop for the pin, for the submission. It was, I'll be honest, it was Sting killed that. That was, if you're gonna do a retirement match, I prefer those ones where it's just
all over the place.
You know what they're there for, fam. Like we turned up for Sting. We don't care. Just let Sting
give us a brilliant match for him to go out on.
I'm not even gonna argue.
Yeah.
When Sting kicks out a one after like someone hits their second finisher in a row, I don't care. It's like I'm gassed.
I'm saying, bro, it's the final time you're gonna fucking see her, bro. Come on now.
Sting, the stakes call for it then. Not on weekly TV. Then that's when they call for it. Let's fucking bring it out then. Retirement match. I agree.
100%, bro. Let's go. Sorry. Oh my god, we're all agreeing with each other.
He was yelling at me. He yelled at me, but I was like, and then when I agreed, and I was like,
he agreed with you, G.
I was like, okay, but yeah.
I'm angry at all the other smelly marks. That's what I'm just angry at them. Right? They don't get it.
I want to quote something that T said while watching this match, which was, I wish Undertaker had his retirement match in AEW, because this man would have done anything.
Brother,
they've taken out the whole roster.
We would have been, bro, they would have sent out every fucking superstar to do the finisher on the Undertaker, and he just kick out after one every single time. It would have been amazing.
That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
It would have been amazing.
It made me laugh because I just did think. But yeah, no, I think I do really appreciate that the retirement match. I think I appreciate that Sting got to go out that way after the way he could have gone out, which would have been the Night Champions match, I think, against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like it's so, like it would have been shit to see his career end with just the injury. So I'm glad he had that chance, come back, gets to go out. I think even the video packages before the match were incredible. Him watching his own highlights back. It's rare. It's a rare moment you get to look back on someone's whole career and they're still alive to get to enjoy the the admiration they're getting. Well, it's true. Most of the time you see a montage,
I'm just sick.
Yeah, most of the time you see a montage, they're normally already. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was great. And then I think it was a great pay-per-view. I think it was one of the pay-per-views where there wasn't too much bad, and the great things I really enjoyed. So for me, I had a great pay-per-view to watch that. I'd wish AEW pay-per-views were more like that, because the stories were very established early. Like we knew what the pay-per-view card was going to be 4 to 6 weeks before, mostly, apart from the multi-man. But yeah, it was just fun. I enjoyed it.
I do have to ask though, just all of you, how important was Sting getting the win in the final match to you? Because like it was main event and stuff. Like how important would you have said that him getting the win was?
I
It's
preferred
Obviously, it was
that
a
he
great
got
match.
the
It was a
win.
great win for him to go out.
I
Sorry, go on.
preferred that he got the win.
Yeah, it's the final send off of once that's done, everybody will come out, give him a clap,
I
and
was-
you know.
The thing is, in wrestling, you can do the past the the like give the guy who's to stay in your company the win, but the whole time I assumed Sting was winning. Especially when you've had someone who's never lost in your company, and also considering he was facing the Young Bucks who do not need it.
Yeah, Young Bucks didn't need it.
I was
So
I
Yeah,
was
no, I'd have
quite
been
surprised that
furious.
everyone was like. I was quite surprised that everyone thought that a main event of a 16,000 capacity show was going to end with the Young Bucks winning, and then we like. I just assumed Sting was winning. I don't know why.
WWE.
It's
It's
not because of WWE. It's definitely not because of WWE.
it's a tradition thing. Like it's a time-honored thing. Like you leave the promotion, you leave, you retire, you lose the match because that person gets something from it. But like, I don't know. With Sting, I was like, I just don't see you lose. I've never. I don't think there's been no match in AEW. I've looked at Sting and gone, you're probably losing that one. Like,
I
So for
suppose so,
me-
but it's just I think it's because of how long Sting's been going on. I just think people were curious how old school he really was. Very old school mentality, lose on the way out the territory. But you know what I mean? It's just like it's
Yeah.
like, and there's been like things we've heard from Sting where he almost seems quite sentimental for that time and sort of like likes to do. You know what I mean? He comes from that era. He's the last one. So I think that was the big question: was does he or doesn't he? But when it was the
And
Young
he
Bucks
said-
against him, I was like, please, for the love
he
of
then-
fucking God, beat them.
Well, he chose the Young Bucks. He then also chose to no sell all of the Young Bucks moves. So and maybe that was his final middle finger to the new generation.
Consequence. He gets it. They're small. Consequence. It doesn't work.
I would say that I am quite one of the bigger reasons I wanted Sting to win, other than having that moment, was that I did want AEW's tag division ticket reset. So I've been praying for a tournament. So now that the tournament's announced, it's nice that Sting gets to win, have that moment, and then we reset the tag division because it kind of got a bit. It's been kind of meaty. So but yeah, I feel like it would have been it would have been disappointing if it had the Young Bucks hit just a knee to the head and then Sting got pinned. The level of just like depression I would have felt would have been high because the no selling was so high. Like if you're gonna do that, you have to win. You can't hawk up and take the loss. What type of foolishness is this? And also,
Well,
Undertaker's AEW retire match would be sick. Would have been sick. I'm just saying, like.
Well, on a
Tombstone to
scale
the
of
box.
1 to 5 stars, where are you guys putting this pay-per-view?
4, but because I had to pay for it. I mean, I was favorite.
No, a 4, but it's not a solid good 4 if that makes sense. It's closer to like a 3.9, but it's a 4.
Okay.
So 4.
Yeah,
you
this
can get, like,
Yeah.
solid 4s that are like.
So you mean 4.0?
Yeah. 4.0 on the button.
3.99. What did
No.
you say?
The entirety of bro, I thought my PC crashed.
See,
I
see,
immediately press save recording.
I said, I was like, Joe, what do you think? And then I stared and I was like, where have I gone? Did God grant me my wishes?
Chief, I was like, there's no way to redo this podcast. There's no fucking shot, bro. There's no fucking shot.
I just
Holy
anyway.
shit.
Joe, what was your 1 to 5?
Well, I was quite disappointed Ric Flair didn't wrestle at the end of the show like I predicted. That was my actual, genuine, honest to fucking God, straight prediction. That was. I thought we were going to get a 1-minute Flair Sting match. I swear to God. I was like, he's doing it. He's fucking doing it. I thought this was before we had the setup with the Bucks and Flair in the weeks before. But I thought what they were going to do was that they were going to have Flair go to fuck over Sting. And so Bucks win the match, and then there would be a surprise last-minute match. It's going to be Sting versus Flair, Sting a splash, Sting a splash, Sting a splash. If they can get him down on the ground, Scorpion, Deathlock, you know what I mean? If they can get Flair down on the ground, that's it. 40-second little banger. What a way to have erupted the fucking Greensboro Coliseum, or whatever the fuck it was, right? What a way to get them going. Could you believe it? I honestly thought we were going to get it, but we didn't. But other than that, I would say for AEW, this is pretty good. You know, this is the best they've done in a while. It's still, I'll give it a three stars just because we had that Sting match and it was so much fun and there was a nice bit of beef in there. So it wasn't a full meat madness, but it was a sort of like meat medium, and I'm all right. You know what I mean? I don't
Medium.
want to be too greedy all the time.
Meat.
It is what it is. But yeah, 3 stars. 3 stars. I give him. Tony Khan tried. Bless his heart. If I was
Tony.
reading Dynamite, it'd be 0 out of 5. So there you go.
Tony, add more people for Joe in who are meatier. Thank you.
Consequence. Set expectations and play within those expectations. It's not complicated. You fucking idiots.
Mad.
Well, Davian, you ready for your quizzes?
We have 6 minutes.
Well, we better hurry it up because we've got about 20 minutes left on this recording. So come on now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll just do the abridged version of this before one of us kills themselves. Okay, it's picking up between 1 and 3.
Sure.
Well, if it's between 1 and 3, I can only pick 2.
Okay, Darth, picking them at 1, 2, or Darth, pick 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Or are you saying between 1 or 3? Like between 1 and 3, pick 1. So 1 or 3. Or are you saying between 1 and 3 is numerically?
Pick
So
1,
2.
2, or 3.
Okay. I'll go 3.
Okay, thanks, Darth.
Why did this take so goddamn long just to pick a
God,
goddamn number?
just
Why
ask
are you
how
man
much
being
for
so
them. Okay.
anal about it?
Okay, Joe, pick 1 or 2.
2.
Okay, so Darth will go first. Okay, this was meant to be more lighthearted, but now I'm kind of sad. Okay, I'm gonna give you the name of a wrestler. Well, the name. You have to tell me if they're a wrestler or a real wrestler or fake.
Okay.
Oh, you're fucked off.
Moon.
Pardon?
Moon.
Moon.
Yes.
Oh my lord! Guys? Okay, Darth, I
What?
want you to focus up. All right, pal. All right, I want you to get in the zone. All right, this is gonna be a clip. I need you to get your shit together and give me energy. Okay, from the top. Here we go, baby.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you some wrestlers. You're gonna tell me if they're the real names or fake.
That's
Okay, number 1, Moon.
Fake.
Correct.
Yes.
Super
Yes, fucking no.
Super Medico the second.
Super Medical. What the fuck are these names, man? Real.
Correct. Turbo Floyd.
Fake.
Incorrect. That's
You
real.
bastard. You bastard. You know I love Turbo Floyd.
FML.
Fuck my life. Real.
Incorrect.
Ah.
Some
Violent
GCW
Crimes.
bollocks.
Fake.
Correct. Rocco Rock.
Rocco Rock. What are these? What have you want on fucking name generator or some shit?
He declines to
real.
answer.
What was that?
Real.
Correct.
Fly
Tiger
boy, Rocco
Chung
Rock.
Lee.
Tiger Jungle. That's fake.
That's real. Was that 5 out of 7, Darth? What done? Not too
Yeah.
bad. Okay, Joe. Exact same game for you. Stone Cold Chris Jones.
Fake.
Correct. Brindley Reese.
Fake.
Incorrect. That's real. NXT. Dan Miragliotta.
Isn't that the fucking referee from UFC? That's fake. Did he wrestle?
No. Mafia.
Oh, real, surely.
Somehow, yes. Mikhail Cicluna.
Oh, fake.
Incorrect. Jim Brunzell.
Now that name rings a bell. Real, but I don't. Who the fuck's that?
Greg Olson.
Fake.
God damn it, you both got 5 out of 7. It's kind of jarring.
I was ready to celebrate. I was like, yes,
Okay.
Who the fuck was that one I was on about?
Jim Brunel.
Yeah, who's Jim Brunzel?
I can send you a photo after the podcast if you want. It might ring a bell. It's WWF. So
Okay. Oh, so he's a wrestler. Okay, that's all I want. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is real. Yeah. So have you guys seen the WWE 2K24 ratings?
Yeah.
A few of them, like because
Okay,
they've been
good, 'cause
speaking
we're
about them on TV.
Okay, good, because we're gonna test it. We're
Okay.
gonna do higher or lower. I'm gonna give you the wrestler, and then I'll give you another one. You're gonna tell me if the last one is higher than the previous one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Montez Ford.
Yep.
He's a 76. Is Ludwig Kaiser higher or lower?
Higher.
Incorrect. 73.
Fuck.
Is Logan Paul higher or lower than Ludwig Kaiser?
Higher.
Is this me
Correct.
or is this Darth?
No, it's
Me.
still Darth. 90. Okay.
sorry.
LA Knight, is he higher or lower than Logan Paul?
Higher.
Incorrect. Lower. Come on now. Logan over LA Knight. Jimmy
Wishful
Uso.
thinking.
Is he higher or lower than LA Knight?
Jimmy, it's lower.
Correct. Jay Uso, higher or lower than Jimmy Uso?
Higher.
Correct. Drew McIntyre, higher or lower than Jay Uso?
Higher.
Incorrect. Mankind, higher or lower than Drew McIntyre?
Lower.
Correct. He was 86. How much did you get? So you got 1. You got LA Knight wrong, which is bad. 2, 3. You got 4. 4 out of
No. The LA Knight one, I confused myself in the wording. Well, I was like, wait, is he asking if LA Knight's higher than Logan, or if that makes sense?
Well, we'll give you a half point if Joe doesn't beat this. Okay, so Sami Zayn's an 87. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin higher or lower than Sami Zayn?
Surely higher.
Incorrect. 86.
Is he actually?
What?
Sorry, that's a
No,
fucking
no, no.
travesty.
Hold the fucking phone. You have to be
cannot
lying.
be serious.
You cannot be serious. He's not.
I've got the screenshots of the things. Don't worry.
Stone
Trish
Cold's
Stratus.
86.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus, is she higher or lower than Stone
She's
Cold Steve
lower
Austin?
than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Higher. 89.
Bro.
My brain.
Bro.
My
I'm
brain.
sorry. Okay.
Oh, no way.
Yokozuna.
Logan Paul is a better wrestler than
Yokozuna.
Stone Cold.
Is Yokozuna
Right.
higher or lower than Trish Stratus?
Well, obviously she's better. He's better than Trish Stratus, right? Yokozuna is better than Trish Stratus,
Or
obviously.
with your
So I'm
bigger-
going to go lower.
Incorrect is 90.
Oh, fair play. Wait, hang on.
won.
You go above Stone Cold. Fair
Yes.
fucking play. Oh
Wait,
my
have I won?
god.
Have I won?
Rodders.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
you've won, Darth. I'm just trying to fucking predict
Is
it.
Batista higher or lower than Yokozuna?
Lower.
Correct. 89. Is Rhea Ripley higher or lower than Batista?
Oh, that's tough. Probably higher.
Correct. Nice. Is Bianca Belair higher or lower than Rhea Ripley? 2 cover stars.
This is equal, isn't it? They're equal.
Is that your guess? Is that your
Yeah,
guess?
it is. Fuck it. Look it in.
Incorrect. She's lower at 95. Is Gunther
Good.
higher or lower than Bianca Belair?
Wait, it was 96.
Yeah, I said that. She's the highest rated
What?
player in the game. She's the cover star, 96.
Beastman.
Yeah, but
think
no,
only
she's
I
not
mean,
really. I
she
mean,
can
Cody's
step
the
on
cover
me.
star. She's not really the cover
only-
star.
They have 3. They have 3 this year.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
but
Cody's the
isn't
main,
it?
they're
Isn't
an
it
alternate thing. But yeah, the deluxe
yeah,
thing.
I
is
thought
fine.
it was the deluxe. Oh,
I think it's the 2K we're looking for what they can. Anyway, Gunther, is he higher or lower than Bianca Belair?
well, lower.
Correct, 90. And Darth, yes, you did win.
Yeah, you done it. Let's go.
Fucking hate this life. Oh my god. Okay, so then quickly, blind rankings. I'm gonna give you a wrestler. You gotta rank them 1 to 5. You can't change it.
Right.
So
Oh,
that's what.
these are shit. Okay,
Joe, I'm gonna start
what's
with
the
you.
point of this?
Joe, I'm gonna start with you.
But I don't know
I'll
where the
give
fuck they are.
Well, you just got to rank them, and then you got to guess what you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah,
so then
but
you gotta
I
rank it.
don't know what's coming next.
That's the whole point,
How does it
buddy.
make it fun? Yes, no, I get that, but how does it make it fun to
Okay,
lack
Joe.
context
If
and
it
the
helps,
fucking
Joe,
blank?
if it helps, after you know the 5, you can then you can tell me what you would have done. But
Yeah,
right now,
help. No,
blind
that's fine.
ranking. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, because I've gone with you. I've gone tag teams, and I've gone older tag teams. The Fantastics.
Oh, Damien! Oh my god, yeah, the Fantastics! Holy shit!
Ow. Fucking
Oh, thanks, Damien.
Holy shit, man.
1, 3, 5.
Fuck, that's good. We'll go. I'm Bobby and Jackie. I'm assuming. I'm not doing Bobby
Yes.
Fulton and Tommy Rogers. I don't care about
yes.
those. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, 3.
Okay. The Steiners.
Oh.
What was that noise, man?
Just contemplation about the consequence. I'm gonna put them at number 2.
2. The
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Express.
I fucking knew I should have put them lower. For fuck's sake. This is worse because I think I prefer the Fantastics to the fucking Steiners, and I'm already fucked. But I'm saving my number 1 because I know the fucking Heavenly Bodies are coming up, and I'm absolutely saving it for them, or Outrunners, or some fucking bullshit. So I'm
Wait,
saving
where
it for
you-
them.
Okay. So where are you putting them?
Rock and Roll Express, I guess, go 4th.
Okay. The Suicide Blondes. Chris Candido, your boy.
And John Hotbody.
Yeah.
Okay, because okay.
I've never said
No,
about Think So
5th.
Hard.
They weren't together. No, 5th.
Okay. And the final team,
The
the Heavenly
Hotbody.
Bodies.
Number 1! Get him to the number fucking 1 spot! Yeah! Which variation, by the way?
Stan Lane and Tom Pritchard.
Yes, the best variation! Holy shit! I thought you were going to try and throw Jimmy Del Rey as a meme, but yeah, Stan Lane or the fucking
Should have
way.
done the worst version.
I wish I did. Okay, T, this one's for you quickly. And please somehow be quicker than Joe.
Brother, you know I'm gonna be succinct, so let's get it.
Okay. This is also
hang on,
tag teams.
I'm pretty sure I was able to reorder them, wasn't I?
Okay, go on if you want to reorder them.
Oh,
What
we ain't
do you
got
think?
So,
time.
it's Heavenly Bodies number 1, Rock and Roll Express 2, Fantastics 3, Steiners 4, and
Suicide Blondes
5th
5.
was the Suicide Blondes.
Okay. So for you, T, I've also done tag teams because interesting, but later on. So the Dudley Boys.
3,
Rated RKO.
4,
Edge and Christian.
2,
The Hardy Boys.
1.
DX.
No.
You cunt. you bloody bastard. Fall down the stairs. Fall down the fucking stairs. You deserve the worst things in life. This is
We
bullshit.
need to clip that. That's going on the TikTok.
That was like a game of noughts and crosses.
I should put the Dudley Boys at 5. I
know you guys.
should've-
I thought you
I
were going
should've-
to. Okay, and finally, Darth.
I fucking hate you.
Well, I've given you the other categories: Mount Rushmore star wrestlers. So, number 1, first choice, The Rock.
4.
John Cena.
2.
Okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
3.
Okay. Triple H.
5.
The Undertaker.
Number 1.
You're holding out so hard. I hate you so
Oh.
much.
Yeah, I know. I knew what was fucking coming. You fuck.
Damn it. Hey, I didn't know which one you liked more.
God damn. Fair enough, G. Fair enough.
Okay, I'd like to point out that when I realized that DX was last and they could only go 5th. Oh, my face.
Fucking
Okay,
Christ.
well, thank you guys. That's been my quiz time. And it's good to know that Trish Stratus is better than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Good stuff.
And
And
the
Fucking
Yokozuna is
Travis,
also
disgusting.
Allegedly.
Disgusting. They
Yokozuna is
should be
also bad
ashamed
as
of
Stone Cold.
themselves.
Allegedly.
It's fucking absolutely. Sorry.
I'll be honest. I was scrolling through, couldn't believe it, and then just I saw it and I
You
said,
believed it?
I thought it was fake. I had to double check it. But yeah, it's in the chat.
That's
Alright.
wrong. That's just fucking wrong. They should be fucking ashamed.
Okay, well, how long have we got to?
Well, I'm just gonna read through the adult confessions after these are done,
so
and we are
We
done.
have time. So we have
Mhm.
time for the adult confessions. That's the best bit of the week, right?
I was gonna
It
say.
is.
All right.
That's
Anyway,
right.
So I have
Is it a jingle?
Wait, what did you say?
No jingle?
No jingle. No jingle. No jingle.
No jingle. Can I
No
do a jingle?
You know what, Joe? Go for a jingle. Come on now.
I'm going to say adult confessions, but I think you probably say adult confessions, don't you, T? Do you want me to say adult confessions for you?
Whatever you fancy, guy. Whatever you fancy.
Okay. Oh god, now I've got to think of a tune off. It's quite difficult actually. And now it's time for adult confessions.
What have I come back to?
Beautiful. Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
you want to do a jingle? Let's move on
Exactly.
quickly. Anyway,
All right. So this week I got 3 confessions for you guys. One from Revenge, one from I Did It for the Money, and the other one from If the Boss Only Knew. Which one would you like first?
The fuck?
Joe,
First, I've got to do
as
them
the
all.
guest,
This is sick.
Joe, we are going to do them all, but Joe, as the guest, which one would you like to hear first? What do you pick?
Sorry. Which ones were they again?
You got one from Revenge, one from I Did It for the Money, and another one from If the Boss Only Knew.
Revenge.
Revenge.
Revenge all the fucking way. I didn't hear the others, I'll be
Revengy.
honest with you. Revenge.
You said that a little bit too enthusiastically, but we're going to skip over that. All right. Okay. This story was written by a straight female aged 25 from the category of revenge. My
can't
husband
lie.
cheated on...
I thought T was gonna sing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So I wish you were in front of me so I could dash my book at you. All right. Let me
You've got a book, T.
let me redo this. All right. Next up. Let me try this
It's
again.
like having 2 trolls. It's like having 2 trolls, just like they're incessant to make sure this podcast never finishes. It's beautiful.
Honestly. All right. Let's take it from the top. All right. This story was written by a straight female aged 25 from the category of revenge. The title is My Husband Cheated on Me. Now I Can't Stop. I've been married to my husband for 7 years. I was only 18 when I got married. Now I'm 25 and he's 32. Nonce, by the way. I always
Yeah.
Yeah,
100% a nonce. I was always loyal, and he used to be a cheater at times, but I never had proof until last year. I have proof. I've seen the messages, the calls, even some of the pictures of him cheating. I'm so
yo,
mad,
pictures.
so hurt. I decided to give one of his friends a call, and I fucked him on the same day. Now, a year later, we still fuck, and I come home and fuck my husband sometimes, with his friends come still inside me. Because having sex with my husband after having sex with his best friend genuinely turns me on. Sex with my husband is so boring, but his friend is always much more interesting, and it feels like the first time every single time. I can't stop fucking his friend. Sometimes I feel guilty, but but I'm sure when he cheated on me, he didn't. I'm going to keep doing it. I will keep giving my husband's friend my pussy. This has 66 upvotes and 5 downvotes. There you
So
go,
what
guys.
I give advice now. So
You
well,
give your
first of
thoughts.
all,
Yeah,
I'm
give your
happy
thoughts.
for. Oh, okay. Well, you were groomed, sweetheart. I'll be honest with you. Get out of the relationship, or just keep sharing cum between them. I guess. I mean, at the end of the day,
Isn't that what
like,
cucking is?
get the fuck out of there.
Isn't
What?
that what cucking is?
No, that's when he's
Oh.
aware.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I mean, she's doing it.
Behind
Well,
his
that
back.
is.
So
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
So Dark. Just when he's not aware, it's called cheating.
Yeah.
But when he's aware, it's cocking, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. sounds like she got groomed to me. I don't. Isn't this a comedy podcast? Keep it light. I mean,
hey, listen. I'm just reading it. All right. I don't know what you want from me. All right. This website's very dodgy. I have to dodge the
I
bullets.
mean,
left and right,
Reddit
right?
is fucked.
shit, what the hell is on here?
This is the Reddit. This is his own site.
This is its
Just
own
fuck it.
website, G. Its own website, G.
Oh, mad.
Oh my god!
I thought it was
wow.
Reddit.
What? Just
I
it was a website with this story on it.
That's
It's
Yeah.
abandoned.
Bro, there are
There's-
over 60,000
Not Tumblr.
confessions and going still. So lovely
I will
stuff.
say,
Okay, nice. Well,
stop
thank you for
cheating on people. Just just leaving it. Like, but also, if you're that friend, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, no.
You're gonna get your fucking castrated when he finds out.
fam.
You're
he cheated.
gonna fucking. You
Yeah.
better go into hiding, Sonny Jim.
Also, did they get married? She get married at 18 because
Oh yeah, they got
Yeah.
married at 18.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
25,
saying.
18,
This is the fucking.
and then they
too
had
many
to be together
things,
sometime.
like count
so, like
Violet.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, it's illegal.
23
Mhm.
dating a 16-year-old or something before they decided
Mhm,
marriage.
So I'm saying,
Yeah.
because they had to have known each other for at least 2 to 3 years.
a little bit
That-
of time,
so
yeah, like you're.
that you
He
got to look at that
definitely had a
timeline.
Vauxhall
And,
Corsa that
and
sat
also, if they
outside
didn't know
McDonald's.
each other, for a long time, that means a 25-year-old picked up an 18-year-old was like, "I'm gonna marry this one now," and then like, yeah, that's still weird. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nah, he definitely
only-
sat,
there's only-
out,
there's
sat
only
in McDonald's car parks with a Vauxhall Corsa.
and if you have a Vauxhall
What?
Corsa and that's outside McDonald's, and you want Dawson's dress to rush him for £5, I can be sorted out
Well, there you go.
once I work out where he lives. Okay.
All right. Next up, do you want it from I Did It for the Money, or do you want to go to If Only the Boss Knew?
If only the boss knew.
All right.
He's fucking at work.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. The next.
What if it's another getting groomed story?
Well,
What
yeah,
the fuck?
Nah, what?
Just like you.
When it's
brought
not
it
about
to-
wrestling, it's quite interesting. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah, you know who I am, and you brought that here. There's only so funny I can be. With
Hey,
something like that.
hey, listen, Joe. I respect it. I respect it.
Oh, as you've heard it here first, he respects it.
Not wholeheartedly, but I can't change you, and I don't want to change you. You are who you are. All right.
Good catch, song.
The next confession was written by a straight male, age 32, from If the Boss Only Knew, and the title is If My Coworker Knew. I've been working alongside this guy since 2019. I'm not much for hanging out with coworkers, so I've never met his family, etc. Earlier this year, the company gave out tickets to a baseball game, and we're all seated next to each other. Surprise of surprises, when he showed up with his wife. I was a bit shocked. Prior to meeting my wife 8 years ago, I was a bit of a pussy hound. And when I'd strike out at the normal bars, I'd hit the titty bars to get my rocks off. I ended up in a purely sexual relationship with a stripper. She was hot, skinny, blonde, tight ass, and fake tits. At first, we were fucking in my truck after the club closed, but it progressed to her coming to my apartment on her nights off. Obviously, it was my coworker's wife. I kept my mouth mostly shut and pretended not to know her, for his sake and for my own. My wife was there also. Though casual conversations happened, I learned that they've been married now for over 10 years. This has 29 upvotes and 2 downvotes.
So that woman's getting about then is what we're thinking. Hang on, we've got the ages on these people. Hang on, it's 32. You say?
Oh nah.
He is 32 years old. Yes,
Okay.
32.
Pussy hounds!
Pussy hounds on God.
Titty ball.
I'll be honest, all I got from that story was I used to be a pussy hound, and everything else after that didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, he's 32, so
I've never heard the phrase pussy hound before.
It's a new
But
one.
instantly, I know what it
It's a
means.
boomer one. 100%.
I know what it means. I know what he was doing. And cool, you fucked your co-worker's wife maybe before or after she was his wife. Like,
I
I
think it
know.
was I mean, they've been married 10 years, so
Yeah, it was after, wasn't it?
Yeah, during. It was
Yeah.
during their marriage.
Oh, well,
I-
then his wife's a stripper and he's not paying attention because how would you not know
mean-
your wife's a stripper?
I mean, I don't want to
Is it Tigma?
judge, but you know, like as a stripper, you know
Nah,
that
nigga,
there's a
let's judge.
chance.
Let's-
There's a
Let's
chance.
judge. Let's judge.
The whole
okay?
point of this segment is to judge.
Let's judge.
There's a chance
Okay.
that she might, get paid extra for more benefits.
If you know she's a
like,
stripper,
yeah.
then maybe at that point you know what the gold room is. You know what these people be doing. So at that point, it's really on you. You know.
You
to,
know what you're marrying into. That's essentially what we're.
You should have done some checks. You should have done some checks. You know.
Some background
Ah,
check.
Here's my whole work team. Do you know any of them? No.
No.
Okay, cool. You come to the baseball game. It's gonna be the same for all these OnlyFans models who like retire from the game or have children and shit,
Mm.
and go to parents' evenings and then it's
Oh Lord.
the game's the game. It's,
That'd be nuts.
although if you're
like-
that guy though, you
Mm.
can't say shit to me.
No.
Don't tell me I'm late for a meeting. Don't tell what? I'm late for a meeting. Don't know your wife was like, and then now you can't even.
Yeah, no, it'd be awkward as fuck, bro. All right.
That's not too bad considering
That's
that's
fucked.
the first one.
All right. Final one for you guys today.
Pussy hoes.
This one, Davian's gonna love this one.
Did it for the money.
So, final confession for the day from I Did It From the Money was written by a 32-year-old female. The title is Married for the Money.
Hang on 1 second. Have we got intel on whether this female is straight or not? I've noticed that you've said that for all the other ones, but not this one. Is this a straight female or?
She is a straight female. Yes.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
Get married for the
Totally.
bomber clock money.
Okay, from the top. This next confession comes from I Did It From the Money. This was written by a straight. Joe, did you hear that? Straight female, age 32.
I heard it.
yeah,
I heard it. Really
yeah, I'm
well.
glad you
Davian is
did.
trying to indicate an aeroplane.
All right, next up. The title is Married for the Money. I'm not going to soft pedal my situation. He has real money, family, and self-generated. He's a little older, never married prior, except to his job. I came along, worked for him, fell into the work wife role, and realized I could get him to marry me. The short story is I married for the money. No money, no pussy. It's been my number one rule. He has enough, he was able to buy it outright. It's his. The end.
The pussy. The pussy.
I mean, yeah.
He was able to buy it outright. You are on about the
He-
pussy.
He owns the pussy.
'Cause obviously-
that's what she said. He's hired the pussy for 45 years. It's a long contract. It's
Oh.
Chelsea
So
FC.
she's his daughter then.
The end of that clip is going to be beautiful. It's just going to be Joe saying
He's a,
the pussy.
The pussy.
the Chelsea. The
It's
Chelsea.
a very realistic film with an inconvenient human attachment.
Well, there you go. That one has 16 upvotes and 2 downvotes. That's your story right there.
Hey man,
people.
look man, I've seen Todd Burley do it, man. The Chelsea deal. You,
8-year
25-year
contract, boys.
contract. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like you just he signed into a contract for 8 to 10 years. He bought the pussy and
Unfortunately,
Fair
can't be
play.
sold, can't be loaned.
Listen, man.
kick fair play.
If you got the money,
That's a pussy hound.
That is a pussy hound for real.
what is going on? It's like you might have all had a stroke or cocaine or some other drug, and I don't want to know. Any final sign off for the podcast this week, team? Shout out to the Rain Nephews.
All the breast.
All the breast, Doth.
Get in here, right meow.
Davian, we need to find you people. All right, Davian, any final
No, you
messages
don't.
that you want to say at the end?
No,
here?
the fucking don't.
Um,
Just take a back, motherfucker.
Joe likes big men, so if there are any big men, we'll
Big men
keep his links
listening.
in the- There are big men
meaty
listening, but just
Big
and
meaty men.
just like that woman, marry for the money.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the podcast this week. Have yourself a beautiful day, afternoon, or evening. Potato, potato. Don't forget, use a condom and drink plenty of vodka. Goodbye.
Have sex. Don't have sex.
Also, use Doom of Gooch for 10% off at Manscaped. and said,